Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I hope everything in your world is fantastic. I was a little off to the side of the frame yesterday, so let's recenter ourselves here. Try to at least get a little better framing. You know, traditionally, I probably should be like here, because that's like, you know, the thirds rule. So you want to be, let's see, traditional framing would say I would want my subject to be here, or here, or here, or here. So in those, if you split the screen in 3 ways this way and 3 ways this way, you want your points of interest to be in the corners where they meet. So I could be like here, I could, whatever. You don't need to know that. This is a talking head video, so being in the middle of the screen is fine. Today was the first day back to work. Why do I have a piece of oak here? I don't know why I have that here. First day back to work for me, and it was a good day. It was a really good day, actually. Got a lot of thinking done, which was important. And more importantly than that, remember when I told you many times last year that I had ideas for other projects? Well, one of those ideas actually solidified itself today, and I wrote a thing. I wrote a script. I wrote an extremely short script, like a 2-page script, because it's mostly voiceover. It'll be like maybe a 1 or 2 minute little piece that I intend on doing at some point in the future. I'm not going to make any claims here because there's a whole lot of preparatory stuff that I'd have to do. But it felt really good to open up a script editor and actually type a script out with it's not dialogue, monologue, and that was really neat. You know, I've been thinking a lot about filmmaking lately. This is something that I've always wanted in my life, was to be a filmmaker. When I was a child, I dreamt of having a video camera. I tried to make a short film one time. My buddy Mike, who now lives in Georgia. Sorry, Mike. His brother ran a production / marketing company, where he recorded kind of stock commercials and then sold those to companies. And so one day Mike calls me up and he's like, hey, my brother's going out of town and we can use his camera. And this was back in like the DV days. So it was a Canon something that took the DV tapes, like a good quality studio camera that took DV tapes. And he's like, we have it for the weekend. Let's do something. And I was like, yes. And Mike was in school at the time, and he needed a film for his like end of year project kind of thing. And so I banged out a script in like a day and a half, based on a character that one of our other friends had written years ago, and wrote the script out, and we tried to film it. We actually had, you know, over the course of the week, we pulled together some talent, some friends, and got some costumes together. I got all the lights together and all that stuff. And we actually filmed a little short, and all the audio was trash, and lighting was terrible. We didn't know what we were doing, essentially. We just tried, run and gun, kind of, let's do this, film a movie. And I never did actually cut it. I think I have it. I think Mike gave me the raw footage on DVD, and I might go try to edit that into something at some point in time, just to see if I can. Not on CD, but I've always wanted to do film. I've always been really interested in storytelling, but not writing. Like I try to write. I have so many started novels. In fact, in October, I wrote the first page or 2 pages to what I was hoping was going to be something that would inspire me to write for the NaNoWriMo, the National Novel Writing Month, which is the month of November. You try to write a novel in November, and I didn't do it. I need to go back and I don't remember what that story was about, but I was really excited about the idea of the story. This story that I want to tell, that I wrote today, what I wrote today is almost a trailer. Like I almost wrote kind of the pre-pilot spot that says this is what this is about. And you know, it'll be cool. It's a 1-actor kind of thing, so I really just need a person, and it could be me. If I can find somebody to shoot the handheld shots of me, I could be the star. I don't want to do it all on a tripod. I might transition it to a female and maybe use like Alina as the character. That could be cool. But I had fun writing it. I had fun dreaming up the shots, like how they would look, what angles, right? You know, I did some really basic storyboarding. So that was fun. it was good. It was a good creative day. Plus, I got work done, which is even more important. But having that distraction today on the it's one of those things that when you're creative in that capacity, when you're writing a thing or you're planning a future project, a lot of times it can just kind of roll in the background while you do normal things, and that's what it was for me today. It was this neat little distraction that I kept kind of picking at, like oh, and then I would an angle would pop into my mind, and yeah. So it requires some props that I'll have to build, which were pretty involved props, but so that's why I'm not saying that I'm going to do this. I mean, I could go buy store-bought stuff and just use it, but what I want a particular style of thing. So maybe we'll see that soon. I don't know. I really can't say. Like I said, my plan is to do less more, and one of the things that I want to do less better, and one of the things that I want to do better or more of is making this year. I want to use the shop more. I want to get in here and really make some things and teach the girls how to make things, and really experiment with tools and devices and techniques, and maybe film all of that. I'm not sure that I'm going to film all of it. I would love to say that I am, because that's filmmaking, but sometimes the camera can be a distraction. So yeah. How was your day? How was the first... No, it wasn't the first day. The first day of 2018. That was lame. Thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from Wikipedia. How long is a day on the equator? On the equator, the duration of daylight is not exactly 12 hours all year round, but rather, because of atmospheric refraction and the size of the sun, exceeds 12 hours by about 7 minutes each day. Well, that's just unforgivable.